When we hear the word awareness, many things go through our head. I wanted to do this video because I feel that awareness is important to us all, and especially at a time where society is changing and so are our views on life, for example. Minasan konnichiwa, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm talking about why awareness is important to me. Since I was young, I've always wanted to give something back, and I've always wanted to be charitable, I guess in a way, in things that I do, but I always have a reason why I do what I do and why I carry out the actions that I do. In this day and age, life is just simply too short. Well, life is simply too short to mess around, and taking action is what we can do in order to make the world a better place. We can be determined, but determination doesn't come easy. It takes strength and courage, but also negative impacts in order for ourselves to be stronger and for also us to come out with the positives. We can be inspirational and inspire the next generation and even our own to not be afraid and to talk about the problems that they face in the day and age, and even problems that they are facing personally. And yes, there are obstacles, I'm not gonna lie, but we can overcome that. We can overcome the obstacles if we have faith and confidence within ourselves. And personally, confidence is something that's important to me. Throughout anything that I have done for the past 2 years, I have struggled with gaining the confidence, and only now I'm realising how confident I can actually be. Confidence has been a downfall of mine, and I'm not afraid to admit it because loads of people think when I'm performing with my music and when I'm singing, for example, they think I'm absolutely fine on that stage and killing it, but really it's a lot of nerves, and I don't think most musicians even say about this because obviously it is a touchy subject. But confidence, you've got to have it within yourself. Once you know how to do something, that is the best feeling in the world. We can be dedicated, but we also need to be determined and inspired in order for us to achieve our final goals and be successful within our lives. As a society, we need to be who we are and stand up for what. As a society, we need to be who we are and stand up for what we believe in. And I'm not saying that because in this day and age, there's just some things that we can't change, but there are things that we can change as a society. And we need to stand up for what we believe in, because if we don't, our voice will never get heard. We will not be able to make the changes that we want to make. And we believe that if something needs changing, and I also believe this as well, if something needs changing, you've got to go and change it. You can't just put it to one side and say, yeah, things are going to be fine, because sometimes things are not fine. And as well, I think if I can make a change to the world and help others to achieve a potential, it makes me happy as a person. Yeah, I might look alright on the outside, but inside, that is another story. I have cystic fibrosis. I mean, for someone to even say that in person and be alright about saying, oh yeah, I have cystic fibrosis, it takes a lot of guts. I will be honest. My scars always have shown a story, and they always will. No one can ever change that story. No one will ever be able to change that story because that story's in the past. But now I think about the future and how I can make my future a better one. And life wasn't the best for me when I was born. I still sort of act as a big child because really, when I was a child, I didn't really have like the normal kind of childhood that everybody else had. I was being in hospital every 6 to 8 weeks. I still am now, depending on my health and everything. And I was in hospital most of my time. So that's pretty much how I remember my childhood, really, to be honest. And I can't really change that in any way that I want to, in ways that sometimes I think I wish I never had cystic fibrosis. But then I remind myself that I'm lucky to be alive. And the fact that I had a 50-50 chance of living, that even says it for itself, in a way. Because I think living with cystic fibrosis, yes, you have your hard days, you have your bad days, and you know, there's nothing wrong in that. But there's other people, even people that I know, who's died of cystic fibrosis when they were young. For someone to say that a person that you know died of cystic fibrosis, and knowing that they are younger than you, it is a massive impact. It has a massive impact on you because you think how lucky you are to be alive. It's okay not to be okay. And I think that's important that we start to accept that we all live a little sadness inside ourselves, even if we don't show it, and that we all have our own issues as well. The negatives have always been small in my case, because I always try to be positive no matter what the outcome is, and no matter what comes my way at all. And I always never give up, even if my heart says to at times, because I think life's too short. Life's too short to be worrying about all the negatives within your life. It's like when you're driving, you have to avoid crashing and risking your life all the time. You could treat life like a car because you're in control of a car, which you could portray your actions as, the actions that you take out as well. And sometimes you have to take different paths in order to reach your destination. I'm taking a different path now, but I'm loving it and I don't regret it at all. And I guess in some ways that path has made me a stronger person. And you know, things change, and I'm quite happy that things have. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm doing alright, I guess. Also, like with charities, I mainly support Dreams Come True and the Cystic Fibrosis Trust because both have a big impact on my life, and they have done so much for me. I'm not going to lie about that. And I also support Macmillan because of what they have done for my family in the past. And I was lucky enough last year in May to do a speech for Dreams Come True down in the Grosvenor Hotel, pretty much where they do all the Pride of Britain awards. And we raised over £240,000 overall, and that was one of the best nights of my life. Words do have an impact on people, and as people, we can make changes to the world. Determination, inspiration, and dedication. I encourage you to start a petition on what you believe in. Get people to sign it. Get people to get involved. Because if you want to change the world, you've got to have the people's support as well. And in most cases, it's not only you who feels the same about a certain subject. Ask someone if they need an ear to listen to, because sometimes we all just need to talk with somebody. Sometimes a talk even can save a life. Even start a blog about what you believe in. I mean, tell the world and your friends, your family, anybody about what you believe is right. But mainly, take your experiences and guide someone the way through their life. Always face the obstacle directly, not indirectly. And you know what? If you can make a positive change to the world, anybody can. And I guess that is why awareness is important to me, to get our voice heard. So that is the end of the video. Make sure you go and like and subscribe, and you know, share the message that you have determination, inspiration and dedication within yourselves, and to also never give up. So for now, I'll say matinee.
One taught me love.